Yeah, what's good? What's good, everybody? The Rebuttal Entertainment coming at you with another one. Come on in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're waiting on Light Skin Lou, but we'll get started before he get in. You know what I mean? Man, more drama, more information coming. A lot of stuff going on with Wild and Fury, but we're not gonna talk about it too many times this week. You know what I mean? So yeah, hell of a fight. Hell of a fight. Come in, let me know what y'all think one more time before we move on. You know what I mean? And come to find out, Wilder broke his third finger. You know what I mean? What's good, my brother? New media, what's going on, man? I ain't doing nothing, man. Just working in and out. Just working, man. I was gonna come on there today, but I forgot I won a 17 parlay. I picked Fury and a lot of other people. 7 parlay, man. I want enough money to go to Australia for 2 weeks, champ. you know? Yeah, man. But I ain't nothing waiting on Light Skin Lou, you know what I mean? We're gonna do a damn thing, talk about last time I'm talking about this fight, man. I'm done with it, it is what it is. It's a good fight, you know what I mean? Let's talk about it. Wilder Fury, Fury won again. Sometimes you just can't beat the bully, you know what I mean? It's time to move on with it. You know what I mean? I ain't got no horse in the race. Let everybody know that. I don't have no horse in the race, but it is what it is, champ.
Yeah, what's going on, my brother?
Oh, man. What's up, man?
Man, I'm tired, man. I'm seeing in my eyes. I worked out today. I had to train a couple people, man, and do this show, and just tired. I'm tired doing some work right now, just trying to see how Wilder can bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know people I be hard on Wilder, but it ain't even his boxing skills. There's no shame in losing. It was just all the toxicity that I saw. The reason why I started my channel was because of someone from the LDBC. I heard him threatening another black dude, threatening Sugar Hill with death and all that stuff there. But anyways, yeah, I'm just going to look at how Wilder can bounce back. I think he can bounce back. You don't need to keep, for people to turn him down or whatever, or me keep criticizing. I said what I had to say, that's done. Now, how can he come back? I don't know. I don't know the psychology of his makeup and what what he went through with Fury. So, but I think he can bounce back. He just can't beat that guy.
Yeah, exactly. I've been saying it for a long time, man. I mean, sometimes the man got your number.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Can't beat that guy. He just can't beat that guy.
He can't.
You know what I mean? So I think if he get past that, who does he fight next? You know what? Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Lou, I'm gonna tell you something. You might think I'm tripping, and I've been saying this. I always say I think Wilder should fight Trevor Bryan.
For real?
Trevor Bryan. Listen, Trevor Bryan is the WBA regular heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get that strap from him, and then get that strap from him, and then I don't know where he'll be at in the rankings, but he'll run through that dude.
Yeah. But him and his ego and his pride, champ, he ain't gonna do that, man. You know what I mean? If I was him, I'd take a rest of September. Okay. You know what I mean? I'll take a rest of September. I wouldn't even come back and fight until September. And if it'd be somebody like Charles Martin, you know what I mean, Andy Ruiz or somebody like
September
that.
Next year?
Yeah, man. After that beat, man, he need a rest, man. He need like 8 months off, man.
He made a lot. Both him and Tyson Fury made some good money. So
yeah, they made about 30 million.
Yeah, they made some good money. I hope, bro. Let me tell you something, man. I hope those pay-per-view numbers do real well. That was a classic fight, bro. that was a classic fight, man. That fight was worth the $80 to me.
Hey, let me tell you, I read up on your stuff, man. I read what you said and what you was going through, man. I said, you know what? Why did he start a boxing channel? Because you said you were going to start something else, like accounting something. Firm because I
was in Nation Islam for 25 years.
Yeah.
And I was really heavy into, my mother was a Black Panther and stuff like that. So my channel was going to be about politics and religion.
Yeah. That's what I read.
Politics and religion. But I'm glad that I didn't go down that path because YouTube, if you don't say the right things or you critical certain, you don't put certain narratives, they'll shut you down. So I said, I'm gonna just start a boxing channel. And the only reason I started a boxing channel because I was watching Barbershop Conversations and I saw Sugar Hill Stewart on there. And I saw one of the guys from the LDBC said, I hope, you know, he was so upset that Fury beat Wilder, and they thought he cheated and all this stuff there. He said that I hope, I wish you would have died in a car fire. And when he said that, I was like, bro, are you serious? You gonna wish death on another black man because of a fight that he lost a fight?
Yeah.
And Sugar Hill just sat there though. He was there for like 2.5 hours, sat there, let the dude berate him and all that stuff there. And I said, you know what, man, I'm gonna start me a channel, man, and start debunking this stuff. When I started the channel, I saw that certain race hustling, race baiting element in boxing. And I come from that. Like I still got all my NOI stuff, my student enrollment, English C lessons, general order. I was a lieutenant.
Yeah, and when I was hearing that, I say, shit, he come from Nation Enzyme. Who knows more about races? I know a lot, but not that much.
I mean, my grandfather. I learned from I learned some heavy dudes. Rockman, you know, whoever in Nation Islam, they should know these big names from the first race. Rockman, L5, you know, Captain Curtis out of Atlanta, Brother Minister Van. Jabril Muhammad, the one who told Minister Farrakhan he needed to pick back up the teachers of the nation, Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I've talked about all these guys. BR down in Miami, Musain down in Miami. I was talking about all of these guys. So I know this stuff. You know, I did it for 25 years. So I say these dudes on here, they so-called pro-black with the COVID. They lightweight. They fake it. They faking with it. They not real. They're not real. Yeah.
So what you think, man? I mean, I see you doing your thing, you know, debunking a lot of shit, man, but really deep down, what do you think he should do next, man?
He don't need to retire. But
he debunked that already. He just said he wasn't retiring.
Yeah. I don't see nobody really beating him. Again, just Fury just big. He gonna fight dirty. Does Fury fight dirty? Yes, he does. He gonna lean on you. Lennox Lewis did the same thing though.
Exactly. Lennox Lewis my favorite fighter. My favorite fighter.
And I love Lennox Lewis. I was mad when he beat Tyson. I said, man, he did Tyson dirty. Hey,
you ain't gonna believe this. I was never Mike Tyson fan.
No, you told me that last time.
Lennox Lewis and Holyfield. That's it.
Yeah, man. So I think I'm telling you, man. Then Trevor Bryan, beat Trevor Bryan. Because he, you know, I joke about Trevor Bryan, but Wilder run through that. Man, I don't see nobody else beating. I don't see nobody in the heavyweight division beating Wilder. Even like Joshua was my favorite heavyweight. But I had to come to terms that Joshua does not have that dog, that fighting. He's not that guy. I'm just being honest with you. He's a nice guy. He takes pictures with his opponents. You know, they be making love, making them sugar. Listen, let me tell you something, Lou. When I signed a contract to fight you,
ain't none of that.
I don't care nothing about you. I don't like your dog. None of that. All this, we taking selfies. And I was like, this dude too nice, man. He ain't no Lennox Lewis. He more like a Frank Bruno.
Man, I'll be honest with you, man. I went in on Anthony Joshua. He disappointed the fuck out of me, man. I pulled the Marvin Hagler on. I say, man, it's hard getting out them silk sheets, man. Sleeping in them silk sheets. And he couldn't get out. Man, worth almost $90 million, man. $100 million. I mean, and he ain't got the passion, the desire. I'm like, what the fuck is you doing? You're the champion. Get aggressive. Do something. He ain't showing none of that, man.
Man, listen, let me tell you something. From what I saw from Saturday, I said, I don't know nobody in the heavyweight division that got more heart than Wilder and Fury. Maybe you know what? I probably throw Usyk in there as well. But I don't know, I don't know, if would he be able to mix it up with Wilder? I see Wilder probably knocking Usyk out. I mean,
yeah, me too.
If he can catch him, but Usyk ain't gonna stand in front of him though.
He gonna move around.
He gonna move around. So Wilder just need to work on his footwork. I stay with Malik Scott. I was wrong about Malik Scott. I was wrong. I was right about. I said, well, in the trenches, I trusted Sugar Hill a little bit more than Malik Scott because this is Malik Scott first time coaching on a big stage, lead trainer. So I was right about that. I picked Fury to start Wilder in the 10th round, but it went around longer. And I did say that once Wilder, once he see that the game plan not working, he's going to revert back to what he knows how to do. And he got tired. Let me ask you, because why did he get tired? We saw that in the second fight, and then in this fight, I saw the same thing. Like he started getting tired, like the third round.
Man, for sure, this be me. My opinion, I think he got anxiety or he got something mental is blocking his legs, man.
That's it.
Because, you know, working out like I do, being a trainer and going to college and studying this shit, I think he having anxiety, man.
Exactly.
Ain't no way in the world you can, the second round, you dead tired.
Yeah.
And you say you're working out. It got to be that or something neurological is wrong with him. One or the other.
Lou, I get anxiety attacks. So I had to start back smoking and stuff like that. And, you know, so I had to start. You know, I got a medical for it too. But that's what I saw that in Anthony Johnson when he was in front of Usyk. His eyes got wide. He didn't know what to do. I said, this dude is having an anxiety attack, and he's in the corner. He like this. I said, and then when I saw Wilder, right when they took the mask off, he went to doing his jaw like this. I said, man, he doing the same thing he did in the second fight. I said, this dude having an anxiety attack.
He don't look right. Look at his face before they start fighting. He's like,
yeah.
Hey, what the fuck wrong with him? He don't even look happy or nothing. I mean, like he's ready to go. But that's what I think it is.
He having an anxiety attack. And I'm gonna be honest with you now. I get a lot of flack from Wilder fans and stuff like that. I'm gonna say, bro, in my heart, in my mind. Now, I'm not a fan of Tyson Fury. I say, but you know what? I say Wilder said a lot of outlandish things that I believe that was not true. I interviewed Rockman, I've interviewed Tommy Brooks, Junior Jones. I interviewed quite a few of those guys. Everybody spoke highly of Mark Breland. They say, man, Mark Breland, why would Mark Breland want to spike his water bottle and sabotage his own fighter? Why would he do that? Everybody spoke up good for Mark Breland. So I said, you know what, man? Wilder lying on this guy. Because he could not accept the fact that he lost to a white boy. He made it racial. I lost to this white dude, and this dude is not these other guys you've been fighting. You know what I mean? And I think he had to live with the pressure of that lie when he stepped in that ring, and then he told all this stuff to his channels, and he had to live up to that. The only reason he won because he had egg weights, the Nevada Athletic Commission, the referee, all this stuff. So now it's like he got the burden of that on his mind. He got to live up to that. And he can, and that's just my assessment. I honestly believe that.
Yeah, all that stuff, I never, you know, even though you don't know what nobody thinking. You know what I mean? The Mark Breland situation, all that stuff, you don't know what nobody thinking or doing, but I don't think he did it. I really don't care less. You get in there and fight. You know, don't blame one person. You're going to blame somebody, blame everybody. Right. Everybody was in there. How about the Jay Diz watching them rock, hand rap? What Jay did, but, you can't just blame one man because of your faults. Right. You know what I mean? But I don't blame Mark Breland did it. I don't think he did it. You know what I mean? But, I'm the type of person, I move on from that shit. It's time to move on. Right. You know what I mean? Right. But I see a lot of people, even after that hell of a fight, coach, they still saying, now should he apologize to Mark Breland? And, man, fuck Mark Breland. You know what I mean? That's just the past. No, but I don't know. I'm saying I don't go by the past. You know what I mean? That's just like, coach, me and you did things in our past.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Everybody terrible things. See what I'm saying? Terrible things, right? And do they expect me and you to go apologize to these people? And part stuff way worse than exaggeration or accusing somebody to do something. You see what I'm saying? That's just my part of it.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. Him and Mark Breland had a close relationship. I can see if it was like somebody else, you know what I mean? If it was just somebody he ain't really had no relationship with, but because they've been knowing each other for so long and so many years, like I had people, friends I know that I fell out with, and then we come back together later on down the line and say, dude, we fell out for nothing. And we really cool. So I'm saying, like as a man, if as a man, if I've wrong, I'm the type of person like this. If I wrong you and I know I wronged you, I'm going to humble myself down and come back and apologize to you. That's the type of person I am. You know what I mean? Now, I don't see Wilder being that type of person. Yeah,
because do you think he really, really believed that, or do we really think he did something?
Okay, I got something. I got an answer for that. The third fight vindicated Mark Breland because Wilder was looking droggy again, unless his water bottle was spiked again. He was looking droggy again. He was looking dead tired again. He didn't have his legs up under him again. So what happened this time? Breland wasn't there.
Yeah,
it was I thought I was seeing the same fight. I said he looked starting to look like he did in the second fight. So to me, that was proof to me that Wilder lied on Breland.
Mm-hmm.
And if I know if I willfully wronged you, and I know I wronged you, I would be less than a man not to come up and say, you know what, man, Lou, I was wrong, bro. I'm sorry about that. You know, and that's all. That's all.
But sometimes, you know, I think he's just too stubborn. You know what I mean? Maybe, like you just said, though, maybe down in the future, 2-3 years from now, he might walk up to him and say, I apologize for that shit, man. I just was caught up in the moment, and, you know, I'm just sorry, man. I'm moving on from that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
well, what
my
you think
brother
about,
ain't doing no. He's still lighting fire in the situation, though. You see him post that? You ain't see what he post?
What he post?
Yeah, after the fight, he was in the ring moving around, jabbing.
Oh, side of us. Oh,
yeah. I just started laughing. I just started laughing. I think that was, you know, that was undercover right there, though.
No, man, he ain't say nothing. he ain't say nothing, though. He was just shadow boxing.
Yeah, you can read into that shit, though, man.
So y'all see, there y'all go. There you go.
I laugh like a motherfucker. I say, nah. My brother said, yeah, if you were doing this, champ, you know, moving around.
Hey, man.
You know, I just laugh at it, man. You know what I mean? Some of the shit is just funny, but, you know, it is what it is, man. I always say it's hard to be Tyson Fury, man. You know what I mean? He's a bad man. But what you about to say, Coach?
What do you think? What do you think of the job Malik Scott did, though? I'm gonna be honest with you. I like how Malik Scott was yelling at Wilder. He was, bro, like Mark Breland is not animated like that. I like the fact that Mark Breland, Malik Scott was really animated. Now, I ain't agree with all this other stuff where he was saying, well, Wilder 10 times better than most skilled than Ali inside the ring. I ain't agree with none of that. I
don't pay none of that shit no mind.
Yeah, you just hyping him up. We know what you're doing right there. But I like what he was telling them. And I said, you know what, man, I was wrong about Malik Scott. He's a better trainer than I thought he was. It's just that Wilder couldn't execute the game plan. He got tired. He got tired.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. I saw a man get tired. And then he almost got Fury out of there in the fourth round. And he was tired when he hit him too.
Dead tired.
And I say, man, dang. Almost got him out of there. And I say, and then as the fight went on, he hurt Fury a couple more times. Fury hurt him. And then, of course, the 10th round, he was just done after that.
Yeah.
And then the 11th round, I looked at it again. In the 11th round, he got hit with a 7-punch combination. He got hit with a right uppercut. He got hit with another uppercut. They tangled. Then Fury hit him behind the head, like on the side. He did hit him behind the head.
Yeah.
Bop. And then he had him in the headlock.
He always putting him in the headlock.
He had him in the headlock. And then he saw the referee coming. Then he moved his hand. Then he hit Wilder with the uppercut. You know what I mean? Then he came with a left hook. Then he came with a right hook, and he was out of it. And that was it. So I was like, he was really just dead tired. And then Wilder saw the right hand coming.
He couldn't move.
He couldn't move.
It's
all coming. Yeah.
And in terms of that Malik Scott thing, I'm with you on that, Coach. Because if you listen, Malik Scott told him everything he needed to tell him in the ring. You know, when he's sitting on a chair, do this, move your feint. What happened to the feints, man? Move your head, don't stand there, and stuff like that. But you know what, Coach? I never heard him tell him move to the right. You know what I mean? Because he got caught up. You think about it. Because he kept moving to his dump. He kept moving to the right hand. Move to the jab hand. At least you can move. He kept moving to the right. That's why the straight right was just nailing him. You know what I mean? But I like what I like what he was telling them. You know what I mean? A lot of them, they wasn't telling them nothing. No. But you know what, Coach? You know this. Sometimes when you in fire, they can tell you whatever the fuck they want to tell you. You know what I mean? It's up to you to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he went back to his old habits.
Yeah, and that's what happened. A lot of stuff I've been looking at, they say at the end of the day, Wilder. And I gave my pre-fight analysis on Friday. And I say, listen, man, this ain't no hate, nothing. I'm going to call it the way I see it. I said, I got Tyson Fury stopping the Wilder in the 10th round. The reason why is because if he can't I think they put too much, and I think Wilder, Malik Scott, they put too much pressure on him. I'm going to tell you why. He going to get him out of there in the 5th round. He gonna be gone by the 5th round. And when you start saying he's 10 times better than Muhammad Ali, you putting all this pressure on this dude. And then, and the only reason Fury won because he cheated. So now all this in your head. So now we know he's gonna redeem himself when he step in the ring. So he has all this in his mind. It was just too much. It was just too much pressure. And when I say, man, goddamn. And bro, I'm gonna tell you something. I had you might think I'm tripping. I had my eyes kind of welled up when he got knocked out.
Oh, for
because
real?
I thought he was I thought I said, man, I thought he damn near killed him because I saw no for real. No, because when he got hit, look at that knockout again. He fell head first, and then his neck went like that. I said, man, I was like, then I was like,
Coach, they moved the camera after that. You know what I mean? Once he fell in his head first, they moved the camera. You know, he started getting up.
Yeah.
And the ref said, nah, chance.
He was like, he was groggy. He was like, man, I guess ref was like, now some people saying that the refs should have gave him a count.
Oh, no, hell no.
And, you know, I'm just saying, some people saying that, you know, the ref should have gave him a count, but I'm like, man,
people.
You know, I'm like, man, now I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think the towel should have been thrown? Because he got hit with, listen, go back, you probably, because the PBC pulled it. It's not on YouTube, but it's on Twitter, it's on Instagram. He got hit with 7-punch combination. While Fury was mauling him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I told Joey Scott, I got his phone number. They called me because they asked me to pull down the video and all, not Joey Scott, but people were saying that. I'm like, I ain't pulling no video down. I said what I said. I mean that, you know, it is what it is. I say, but he got to work on his legs, dog. He got to work on his legs.
I never see him doing no squat, no leg work, no nothing.
You gained all that weight. You top heavy.
Yep.
So you carrying extra weight. Your power come from your speed. Not how bulky you is, how fast. And 99% of your knockouts came from how? The 1-2 right down the middle. And when he dropped Fury, then that's how he dropped him. The 1-2 both times. Bop, Fury stood right there. That's how your knockouts come.
Coach, did you see when he hit Fury right here in the temple, man? Looked like his whole fucking body crumbled.
Yeah, I saw it.
I like, good God.
I think
still got up.
I think that's how he broke his finger.
I just seen. I
think he broke his finger on that punch.
That's crazy, man. I mean, Fury still got up. So what that say about Fury?
I mean, there was controversy with the count. I'm not gonna lie. And I was controversial with the count. I can't even lie about that. But what people don't realize is the referee stopped the count and told Wilder to go back to the corner. They told Wilder to go back to the corner. And so I looked the rule up, right? Because I know there's a lot of conspiracies out there. I said, let me look the rule book up. And the rule book specifically say that, and I had it up about, you know, if the ref has to stop the count, you know what I mean? He tells the fighter to go. It's rule number 11 in the rule book.
I think he stopped back where he stopped that. That's what it says.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so they said, look, the regular clock count is still counting. So this and 11 seconds went by and Fury was still down. And I'm like, man, y'all looking at the record, they don't know the rule. They don't know the rule, and that's what happened. You know what I mean? So
who is this guy just popping up in here?
Hey, what's up, fellas? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, light skin Lou with the lick read, man?
Ain't nothing, man. Got my man Coach here. What's going on with you, champ?
Hey, man, we talking about Wilder next moves, man. I'm doing a video. I'm doing a show tomorrow talking about just his next move. Get past this. You know, everything that's been said. Let's go ahead and move past this. What I think he can still bounce back. It's just that one guy got your number. You can't beat him. Fought him 3 times. You can't beat this guy. You know what I mean? So I told Coach, I said, listen, man, I think he can fight Trevor Bryant. Trevor Bryant, listen, he the WBA regular heavyweight champion. Fight him, get that belt, get back in the mix. I don't see nobody else beating Wilder. I think this experience from Tyson Fury, he learned a lot. He ain't gonna fight no more 6'9", 275, 77 pound heavyweight.
Yeah, somebody where he got to put on all that bulk. He's not gonna have to do that. It's gonna be somebody that's on a level playing field, like far size with him. I felt like he overshot himself by, you know, bulking up like that because, like you said, that muscle needs a lot of fuel in the later rounds, and I think that's what gassed him out. But like you said, me and Lewis, we both agreed that he should take some time off, you know what I'm saying, reconsider things, and then come back. Because like you said, he's never going to probably face another fighter like Fury. So I just feel like just take some time off and reconsider some things, man, and come back strong.
I totally agree with that because, you know, again, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, Joshua was my favorite heavyweight, but I don't see Joshua beating Wilder. I just don't. He doesn't have the heart that Wilder had. But listen, I got so much more respect for Wilder after this fight. I say, man, this dude was dead tired like the 3rd or 4th round, and he was still trying to fight. And you know how hard it is to fight through fatigue.
And I about to say that, Coach. All us play sports, man. You know, I'm real good in football and shit like that, man. You fatigue, you feed, you give. This motherfucker was tired in the 4th round and still kept trying, Coach. And Fury couldn't take him out until they left. I get credit when it's due, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he couldn't take him out.
What it's due. Exactly. Mr. Man said, Coach, I saw it on your channel earlier when you posted it.
Mr. Man, what's up, Mr. Man?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm saying salute to the brother on the chat. Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, and then like I tell people, I say, listen, bro. I say, Fear fought him dirty. You know, he held his weight on him. I said, that's what he do. I said, but I seen Lennox Lewis do it. Lennox Lewis, he did it the Holyfield, did it to Tyson.
Mm-hmm. Tyson,
when you a big man, you fight like you a big man.
Exactly.
Don't be sitting there trying like you come on. That's how you supposed to fight, and that's what pissed me off about Joshua.
I was just about to ask you. Yeah, I think if Joshua had watching this fight right here, watching Joshua watching this Fury fight, I think he probably shooting himself in the foot like them. That's how you're supposed to fight the smaller guy. Lean on him and get dirty with him.
You sitting there want to make love to him, and y'all taking selfies. Y'all taking selfies before in the locker room while y'all trying out the gloves before the fight.
Man, they start doing that shit, man. I like this shit, man. Hey. You know, I told him, champ, them silk sheets, Coach. He don't care about that stuff no more, man. You know what I mean? It's time for him to move on, man. But if he fight Wilder, Coach, I still think that will be one of the best fights out there in terms of gross money, especially if they fighting overseas. You know what I mean? Because, you know, they coming out. You know what I mean?
That'll be a damn good fight. Both of them have 2 losses. People still want to see that fight. I wish they would have fought years ago. They could have been got the bag.
Exactly.
Yep.
They could have been got the bag. You know what I mean? But I still see that fight being a big fight. I still see that fight being a big fight because I pay for it. Wilder, no one defended this title in this current era more than Wilder did. He had 10 title defenses. Joshua was 2-time unified champion. If he can get by Usyk, cool. If he can't, it is what it is. They still should fight. That's still gonna be a big money fight.
Exactly. He's still out there. He can make the bread. He can go fight Dylan White. You know, that's hatred there.
Yeah, that's a lot of hatred. I was about to say that's a lot of build up. So that you won't have to sell that shit. That's definitely gonna come out the gate and be there. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the scenarios that I looked at. Like I said, if Usyk wins this rematch with Joshua, he goes on to fight Fury, and then in a compilation fight, you can go with Wilder and Joshua. Something that's already was in the making, but the fight never took place. So that's something that I would look at too.
What the man got to do, Coach? So what he
talking about Wilder? What he got to do? I think he froze up.
Yeah, he froze up a little bit. I think that's what he was asking.
If you're thinking about Wilder, what Wilder has to do, Lou, I really agree with you. He just should take a break. Cause that was a brutal fight, and you know the fight game. You know when a fighter go through a brutal fight, you gotta let your body recover, clear your head up. Go back, look at your next move, what it's gonna be. So I think that's what he needs to do. It's not over for him. He lost to Tyson Fury twice. It's not over for him. Wilder hasn't really taken any punishment in his career. Really, the most punishment that I ever seen him take was the 2 fights against the last 2 fights against Fury. So if he can mentally bounce back from that, and I'm hearing that he's not going to retire, that's good. I think that he'll be able to get back in the mix. Him and Dillian White, I just think that he learned so much from these 2 Fury fights. I think because he learned so much from these 2 Fury fights. I just think that experience is going to, and he got the heart.
Damn sure enough do.
I think that experience, I think, what you think Dillian White can beat him?
No, I don't think so, but it'd be damn good for TV though. I don't think he has it.
It's good for TV?
Yeah, it'd be good for TV, man.
Yeah. But do you think it's a blueprint out there now to beat Wilder? Like other fighters, if he fights somebody, they're gonna try to mug him and do the same thing.
Of course, like we talked yesterday.
Everybody ain't big as Fury though, so they can't do it. You know what I mean? Right. Everybody ain't just like they talk about Andy Ruiz. Man, Ruiz a good fighter. Ariola knocked him out. Let's be real. But listen,
his
ass out, but he can punch. He got a puncher's chance.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you why. Wilder does not have an inside fight game.
Mm-hmm.
He's not an inside fighter.
Mm-hmm.
He's not, he's not like he's not an inside fighter. His thing is that range, that distance. Once they get a striking distance to 1-2, I listen. I looked at about 20 of his fights. I say if you look at his fights, 99% of his knockouts is the same way. The 1-2 right down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. But if you can make him fight another way, he doesn't have the best footwork in the world, and just try to mug him and make it ugly. I mean, that's the only way you're going, in my opinion, to beat him. You know?
Beat him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will say this.
Too, though.
Yeah, exactly. I will say this. It's a copycat league, and what they're going to do is look at these last 3 fights, and they're going to get something about his tendencies that allow Fury to land shots consistently. So I will say it would be easier for them. Not easier, but it'll be something to them to say, well, damn, I feel like I could beat him just off of watching, you know, these videos. So that's what I would go with.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Hey, but listen, I got to get ready to drop off, but I just want to come in and show you some love, man.
Yeah,
man, we appreciate it, man. Hey, thanks for holding it down while I was gone, man.
You gotta come in so we about your man, because I know Mr. Man gonna love that little Bud Crawford guy, you know.
Oh, hey, look here, man. Hey, listen, we got to come back on here, bro. You know I love Crawford now.
Let's go. We gonna go at it then.
I love Crawford, man. Listen, Sean Porter getting stopped in the 10th round.
Oh my God. Where's my pen at? Where's my pen at, man?
I knew, do I got to say coach in parlay? Because you better tell coach he's fucking with a gambling man here.
Hey, coach, coach.
Let me
hey,
know.
Coach. Hey, Lou, I'm telling you now.
Cash out. Whatever you want bet on that knockout. Got you, bro.
You done came up here and started a storm, man. Now I got to deal with this dude when you going to be gone.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen. I said it because I know that was going to get a round up. I know that was going to
And now I got to deal with him for another hour, man.
Hey, listen, man. Listen, all jokes aside, I think if the PBC can get their fighters more fights, probably after this Canelo fight right next year, you know, I think Keith Thurman to be back in the mix. I think, of course, Errol Spence will be back in the mix. I think regardless of if let's say if Sean Porter loses this fight with Bud, I think he just retires anyways and do broadcasting because he don't fault everybody.
Exactly, every single body. He always said he's not fighting the youngster. He not fighting
anybody that's somebody. He's for anybody that's somebody in that division. He's for.
Right. And Bruce Ennis and Virgil Ortiz gonna run Bud and them out of the division anyways, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And Sean and Keith always said they're not fighting them two. They're not gonna fight them. So hey, I don't blame them. Them young dudes hungry. You know what I mean?
Hey, all right, brothers, man. Hey, I love y'all, man. Y'all be easy, man.
All right, one love,
champ. Lou, he leaving and got me fired up about that shit.
Hey, 10 round stoppage. Terrence Bud Crawford. You heard it here first.
Yeah, okay, coach.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, champ.
We appreciate it, man.
All right.
All right, peace.
Yeah,
he got you riled up, man. Now I gotta deal with your ass for the next hour, man.
Man, put that bet at it.
That's right.
You gonna get stopped money when your mouth is, champ. You know what I mean?
Man,
I can't wait for that fight.
That's a bold prediction, ain't it?
What's up, Mel?
What's up, Mel?
You know what I mean? It's all good. You know what I mean? Oh, man. A lot of people. Thanks, Coach, for coming in, showing us some love, man. We really appreciate it. I'll say, when you are not hungry, you don't fight as hard. And that's the thing. Exactly. And Joshua wasn't hungry when he fought that fight.
Nah, he wasn't. He didn't even look hungry. He didn't even have that eye to tight. He came out Rocky music, but didn't show that shit up in the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking my Rocky music up.
Right. You heard what Paulo Creed told Rocky. He said, man, you got to get it back. You got to get that eye of the tiger, man. Sleeping in them silk sheets, you lose the eye of the tiger, man. You know?
Yeah, dude, man. So, this gonna be the last time we're gonna talk about it, but here and there, we'll get our final thoughts on the and Wilder coming out, saying that he tried his best. Fury was just with the beggar man, and you see the picture behind you, Lou.
Yes, sir.
He broke his finger.
Yeah, he broke his finger. Yeah,
he broke his finger and shit like that. But there ain't no excuse. He still was throwing that motherfucker like a champion.
He still was throwing. Exactly.
You know what I mean? But it's just some people you just can't beat, man.
Some people just got your number, man. Some people just got your number. And I've heard multiple,
bring up the counts and all that shit. I don't care.
Exactly.
About 10, 12
nah.
I mean, he just can't beat. He just can't beat Fury. People need to move on about it, Lou.
3 times he dominated. I mean, he dominated pretty much 3 times. So it is what it is, man. Like you said, my last thoughts is I was happy that Wilder came out and spoke, and he didn't just go into hiding or just go into isolation mode when you lose a big fight like that. Because a lot of boxers go into they won't talk to nobody for a while. I'm glad that he got his marbles together and he came out at a press conference and he spoke very well, and it made it seem genuine because he was just humble. He was humble. You know what I'm saying? He humble. He was humble, and he gave Fury his credit. One of the things he said was, in the heat of the battle, things were said. We're gonna leave that in the ring. He won, I didn't. Let's move on. So with that being said, I'm ready to move on, big fella.
You ready to move on? You just one of a gazillion motherfuckers who don't want to move on, right, man? These motherfuckers will never move on, man. They always got controversy. You know what I mean? People some of these podcasts they still putting up. Count this, count. Even Andre Ward said it's 10, but you know what? It's time to move on, man. Because I looked at it again. Even though he stopped, Fury was still getting up. You know what I mean? The Fury was still getting up after the count, Luke. You know what I mean? Even though he told Wilder to go back to the ring. So, it is what it is. The man got the man number. It was one of the best fights you've seen in decades. You know what I mean? Heavyweight fights, man. And he gave us something to talk about. You know what I mean?
He did. He gave us something to look forward to in the next fights that's coming up, man.
That's right. He needs to just keep his head up, man, and just rest. You know what I mean? And do what he got to do, man. I like this here. I put this on my Instagram.
I saw it. I just saw it.
He said death is better than defeat. What he's saying is he wanted to go on the shield, and that's what happened. You know what I mean? Coach asked me earlier, but we didn't get a chance to answer. Do you think they should have threw the towel in? You know what I mean? Nah. Once a man say don't throw it in, you ain't. Hey, it is. This was his passion. This is his livelihood. That's what he want to do. Let him do it.
Yeah, that he worked hard enough to deserve something like that, to demand something like that. And you guys, his trainer, they got to honor that because he worked. It's him in the ring. So with that being said, man, kudos to one of the tough, man. That was a tough ass fight. I watched that fight on my lunch break, man. Again, man, that was a tough ass fight. And he dug down deep for 8 rounds, man, 7 to 8 rounds. He was dead tired. But he still went out there and faced Godzilla round after round after round after round. So I take my hat off to him, man.
If you guys just getting in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you don't mind, show the Rebuttal Entertainment some love. You know what I mean? And y'all just missed, Coach New Media Boxing, the coach in here, chopping it up with me a little bit. I really appreciate that. You know what I mean? Much love to New Media. You know what I mean? Today, USA Boxing. Thank you, Coach, for coming in, man. But, man, Lou, it is what it is. When you got a fight of that magnitude, it's gonna be talked about forever. You know what I mean? It's gonna be talked about for decades and decades, man. You know what I mean? Did you see Wilder and Fury? Remember back then, man? Fury had his number. Wilder had the guts and the glory. You never seen a motherfucker who lost the fight, and people talked about him more than other fight.
Right. Yeah, you're right, man. It's gonna be one of the moments where Lewis, you're gonna be 20 years down the line, and you've probably been to the movies thousands of times, but you probably can't even remember what movie theater you're in. But I guarantee you this, you're going to remember the movie theater you went to that night of the fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's the magnitude of the fight. You're going to remember interviewing those people out in the parking lot. And by the way, you did a good job on that, fella. You grabbed all of them in there. They was like,
I put them all in that motherfucker, even the girl.
Right. She was like, you was like, oh, come on, man, you got to say something.
Sexy motherfucker too.
Yeah, she was. Yes, she was.
I had to make sure I got her in the chat.
Hey, look, and a good job you did, big fella.
You stupid. Yeah, Big Mel say the man was wiped out after 4 rounds. Yeah, man, and that's what I'm talking about. Man, he was wiped out after 4 and still lasted to the 11th round. And Coach Adam, I think it was anxiety or he got a neurological problem. He needs to go to the doctor, one or the other. He was so pumped and he had anxiety attack, man. Because if they say, Lou, you working out the way you working out, you training hard as shit, you jogging, you jumping rope, you know what I mean? And even though he did exert himself, throwing a lot of power punches in the first and second round, doing a lot of missing, you still don't be that dead tired in 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Maybe after 6 or 7, but not no 4 rounds, Lou.
Yeah, I know. And listen to what he said. It explains everything. Breaking the video down when he was in the ring, when he was with Shelly Finkel. He said, I get overexerted sometimes because I really wanted to get him out of there. And he's confessed to having a problem with doing that. Mm-hmm. He said it always, when he tried to knock somebody out quick, it never happens. Mm-hmm. So that's really a problem, because what you're saying is it's not fixable. Mm-hmm. And I think that's how he overasserted himself, man. Because like you say, I don't care how much mass you got at least last 6 or 7 rounds. Man.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So it got to be either, like I said, neurological, or he had anxiety, man. One of the, because his legs was gone again, and he got to start squatting, man, and lifting weights on his legs, man.
And getting some road work in.
You got to make them legs stronger, man. You know what I mean? You got to make them legs stronger, and take your ass in Colorado. Train for 2 months up that motherfucker back of your yard. Change like Rocky had to change. You got to change, son. You got to change. You know what I mean? Big man said, I didn't think it was a classic fight. That's just my opinion. Well, everybody got their opinion. Yeah, I think it was a classic heavyweight fight. You know what I mean? Yeah. For the heavyweight. Because like George Foreman said yesterday, you know, they talking about him, and remember I told you it was Lyles. That was a classic joint too. You know what I mean?
Lyles.
Him and Lyles had about 5, 6, 7 knockdowns. You know what I mean? But he got it. Both all of them got up. You know what I mean? It was a classic to me, but you know, it is what it is, man. You know, now moving forward, what's next? And rest, thoughts, just refocusing. Because like you said, like Coach said, that's the type of fight to take a lot out of. You can't go back 6 months after that. You gotta take at least a year off. Mm-hmm. Because you gotta think about the preparation that went into it, the extra training camp, with the COVID test being, with Fury, all of that in consideration. Just take a year off, let your body heal, rejuvenate, and come back strong with a good decision on a good opponent, and just come back strong. Yeah, like I told Coach, I said I think he should come back in September next year.
Exactly.
Take some time off, let his body rest, let his mind rest, let his soul rest, let his heart rest. You know what I mean? Get some of that good love for that sexy ass wife he got. You know what I mean? God. I tell you all the time, man. You know what I mean? You might lose the battle, but when you go home, you got the war right there, baby.
And you funny as shit,
man. I lose the battle, but shit, you go in that locker room thing. Oh man, I know what I'm going home to though.
Yeah. Look, you know shower up and power up. It's time to get it.
You know what I mean? Something, you know, she'll take care of him, rub him down, you know what I mean? You know, cuddle and stuff like that. You know, it is what it is. That stuff, I'm telling you, that stuff help fighters too, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, it does. Because you gotta understand, he probably went like a couple of weeks without touching that. So yeah, it's like, yeah, let's get it.
Mel say, do you guys think he should switch trainers? No.
No,
this guy did a hell of a job.
He did a hell of a job.
It was a wilder job to follow what your trainer was telling you to do. He wasn't listening. After the 3rd round, he was done. He went back to his old self, man.
Right.
You know what
and
I mean?
Melvin, if you want to look at something, look at the first 3 rounds and what Malik Scott has done for him. Clearly, it's just like you said. At the end of the day, the trainer gives the directions. It's up to the fighter to execute it and stay consistent with it, because you got to realize you ain't going to go 100% on the game plan. You're going to shear off a little bit. But at the end of the day, as a trainer to fighter, you got to follow at least 70 to 75% of the instructions, I say, but to be successful.
And he didn't. He started getting the anger. I think, again, like he said he wasn't. He let anger take over. Man, He was throwing them hard punches in the first, windmill punches, hitting Fury. That should take a toll out. All you had to do was just jab him. You know what I mean? Take the time, jab him. But he got too much anger. I'm with Fury on that, man.
Yeah.
He needed to cure his heart and his soul, man. You gotta let that shit go, champ. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because man,
Fury angry, man.
Right. Just listen to both of their post-fight interviews.
So why they have a post-fight interview? Look, what is it?
No. I'm talking about the fight, the interview with Finkel. when he finally got himself together. I call that a post fight because it was after the fight.
Finkel. Okay.
Yeah, when he was talking to Finkel and they had him on the what's the name?
Okay,
yeah. So he was it was just totally different. Fury had, I mean, I know it helped that you won. His heart and soul was just so lightened. He was in thanking people, and he was just in a good mood. And Wilder, to some degree, he was okay, but it seemed like he still was carrying something with him, man. It seemed like he was still carrying something in his heart. And I know that you lost, but I just felt like he was carrying something in his heart, man. I think he just need to let it go, man. Take that time off and let it go.
Yeah, I mean, if he would have went in there like, man, you know, I don't fuck that shit. What happened? I'm going there to do my thing. You know what I mean? Clean your brain, clear your heart, man. It might have been a different outcome. You never know. You know what I mean? But you can't. If you're gonna bulk your upper body up, bulk your lower body up. You know what I mean? You can't have look, Lou, your upper body weigh 200 pounds and your lower body weigh 38 pounds. You can't, physics don't need work like that, champ.
Nah, you know it don't. And you can see that he wasn't his legs wasn't they were gone after the third round, man.
Yeah, they was gone. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. So what it had to be, like I said, mental lock. He got mental, you know what I mean, got anxiety, man, and he just couldn't do what Malik told him to do no more because he wanted to take this. He had so much hatred for this dude. Instead of doing what he's supposed to do, he just got locked brain and just started breathing hard. And once that happened, and Tyson Fury for a motherfucker weigh a gazillion pounds, that motherfucker never get tired, shorty.
Yeah,
you got to commend him. Give him the flowers, Lou. You got to commend him.
You have to because that's like a big body Benz, man. He just smooth, man. And for him to be able to carry that weight and still be able to move like that and still have all his his mobility and his boxing IQ, still have all that, man. That's you gotta take your hat off to him, man. You have to.
Exactly, man. So I don't know, man. I'm trying to put a rest to this stuff, man. But you know, I've been trying to put this fight in the rearview mirror, man. But these dudes, man,
it's just so many scenarios, man. So many scenarios.
There's a lot of hatred for because some of these dudes be saying some clown shit, and you know what I mean. I just don't say too much about it, man. But like I said before, y'all hate this motherfucker more than some of the people y'all want him to like. My man, Paul that Black. I'm calling him out. Oh, my Brilliant is my man. My Brilliant ain't even said nothing to you, and you saying more than he do, man. I mean, come on, man. Let it go, Joe. If he gonna apologize, hey, let him apologize. If he decide not to apologize, hey, it is what it is. So is it hurting you? Is it hurting you that he don't apologize? Is it killing you? Is you the one he did it to? You know, he said that you did it to. You know what I mean? You know, I know we all black and all that shit, but man, it is what it is. Come on. That shit don't mean nothing in this. You know what I mean? Okay. Like I said before, man, anybody coulda, woulda, shoulda. You never know. You know what I mean? Because we wasn't there. We just talking about it on the net. Yeah, he got a clear. Look, he got a clear portfolio. And a lot of serial rapists got clear portfolios too, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know what I mean? That's why I just stay clear of that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I stay away from that, man. Yeah, I let it go. I talk about what's in bounds, man. That's what I do.
You know what I mean? But this ain't Mel. This Mel. Mel say, that's what I'm saying, Lou. Fury is bigger, but he looked way fresher. That's terrible on Wilder's camp. You know what I mean? I don't think it was the camp though, Mel. I think it was Wilder. You know what I mean? He exerted too much. Because if you listen to what Malik was telling him, he wasn't listening. You know what I mean? Malik ain't telling him to go out there. Wilder ain't never threw them many punches around. Never. You know what I mean? He wanted to take him out there, take him out so bad. He exerted so much punch. But in terms of the Wilder's camp and not making him work on them legs, I totally agree, Mel. I totally agree.
Yeah.
He should have hit them squats, hit them legs, start running some heels, you know what I mean? Get them legs, get that leg strength up, man. Because, you know what I mean? He walking around look like a big-ass He-Man with little legs.
Hey, Lewis, you was his trainer. What's the first three things you gonna have his big ass doing? You his trainer.
Oh shit, we going right to the leg machine. we going right to the leg. Look, first we going to the stepper. We're going to stepper, Lou. We're gonna climb some motherfucking steps. We're gonna do that for about 15, 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Then we're gonna do the leg press. We're gonna do the leg press. We're gonna sit a big ass down, do some leg press. You know what I mean? Then he's gonna work on the hamstring, then the back of the hamstring, the front, the quads and all that shit. We're gonna do that shit 3 times a week. 3 times a week in them little ass alfalfa legs, man. You know what I mean? We gotta put some strength. He should be squatting at least. He was what? He was 238.
238.
He should have been squatting at least 350. You know what I mean? 350. Put it on the 350. Tyson Fury was 277. He should have been at least squatting 350. But I guarantee he can't squat 200.
With them legs.
You know what I mean? So that's the first thing I would do, work on them weights. He already got every other thing out there. And I would work on his mobility, his footwork, man.
Yeah.
He got to work on his footwork. He say, hey, Lou, had the man sleeping like a bat.
Hey, you stupid, man.
hey, shit. I might. And then we're going to get him out of his element. We're not training up in your backyard. We're going to Colorado in the mountains, man. You know what I mean? You got to get away from your wife. You see her every single day. And he already said it last fight. He loved having sex. Sometimes he had sex before the fight. I hope that ain't happened this time.
Man, that's the damn going in against that big monster.
He said never bother him, but leave her ass at home. You know what I mean? You got to get out your element sometimes. Like, I hate to bring it up, man, Lou's favorite show. Rocky, when he went to fight the Russian.
Yeah.
Left her ass home. Then she came. You know
then she came after training, because that when she came, he had the beard. So that means he had already been training, man. I know it's just a movie, but it's certain things that shouldn't be tampered with. Certain things that shouldn't go on during a training camp. I just don't feel like you should be in a position where you got to deal with your domestic partner or your wife or your girlfriend or whatever. That's just my take on it. Mm-hmm. If I was training a guy, I wouldn't tell him, but I would suggest it.
Because I know one game I forgot. It wasn't in college. It was in high school. I ain't do that shit in college. Man, we were about to play Cardozo for their homecoming. Was it Cardozo? Yeah, but Cardozo Roosevelt for their homecoming. Man, I went to the club. Lou, I ain't get the game at 11 o'clock. I ain't getting the house till 3:45 in the morning.
Woo!
Shorty, you talking about a nigga that was dragging and I dropped 2 interceptions.
Right in your lap.
2 interceptions, shorty. My best is one of my best friends I miss him, Mark say, I can hear him always, boo! No, I say, motherfuckers, y'all the one kept me out. I hollered at his ass back. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying that to say, you got to get your proper rest. Yeah. You got to do what's best for you, man. Leave them women home, man. You know what I mean? This shit ain't work out.
I know if I was fighting, she'd be at home waiting on me for this fight to be over with.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't taking nobody to camp with me, especially a fight of this magnitude. You in there about to go the battle with Godzilla, and you in there bullshitting? Nah. I hope that didn't happen, though.
Hey, look, you about to fight Godzilla, and you in that motherfucker acting like Rodan.
Right.
Shorty, I just, you never know what happened, but that's what I do, man. You gotta work on other things, techniques, man. You need to keep doing what he's doing, Lou. We both agree. Training with Malik Scott. That's just the first game. Malik, you can see the improvement. You know what I mean? But he gotta listen and stop being so fucking stubborn and hard-headed, man. You know what I mean, Lou? He gotta be stubborn. He's stubborn and hard-headed. And that shit don't work, man. It just don't work.
Because I think it's not. Because one of the things, listening to Malik Scott after the fight in his hotel room, the guy asked him, he gonna continue. He said, "Why would we stop? We did good things in it." And it was so much to say he's not going to blame Wilder for the outcome. But in so many words, he was like, look, I just need more time with him so he could be able to stick with a game plan throughout the whole fight. And that's what I got from that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you got from it. Yeah,
that's what I got from it.
Then he did a big interview with IFL. He did what Wilder should have did. He commended Tyson Fury and he commended Kronk and what's called.
Yeah, Sugar
Hill, man. More props to y'all. Y'all the better team. This fight, and I commend y'all. Tyson Fury is a better man, and good fight. You know what I mean? But I got told, Coach Wilder's a stubborn man. You can see that shit, Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Champ is a stubborn motherfucker, man. He like, man, fuck that, man. But you got to get that. I hate to say it, man. You got to agree with Tyson Fury. You got to pray for him, get that larceny out your heart, champ.
Yeah.
I mean, you win some, you lose some. Shit happens. You know what I mean? How many times? Who was that? Joe Frazier probably wanted to beat the shit out of Ali outside the ring. Was calling them all them names, but after the fight, they still shook hands and all that shit. You know what I mean?
For years, they talked good about each other. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they hated each other. They knew how to bury that shit.
Exactly.
It's just the fight.
Exactly. Bullet say, yo, just dropping in to hit the like button. Oh man, we appreciate it, champ. You know,
what's up, Shrek? Shout out to my man Shrek.
We had a special guest in here earlier while light skinned Lou was out there playing with the motherfucking boxers. You know what I mean? New media came in and held the thing down, Bullet. So you missed new media. Go subscribe to new media if y'all haven't. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Thanks for showing us some love, man. Did you ever get a chance to let us know what you think about the fight? But yeah, Lou. If I don't want to see a 4 unless both of them about to retire. Look, Lou. Look, if both of them fight scenario, both of them fight 3 fights, right? 3 fights, and they say this is my last fight, and they both say they're going to retire. I'd take a 4th one. That'd be 2 years down the road.
Yeah, but
2 years down the road, you know what I mean?
It's funny you should say that because they interviewed Shelly Frankel, who was right beside Wilder, and he said if the promoters call, why wouldn't we take it? Exactly. He said the fight made good numbers, so why not take it?
What the thing the pay-per-view was, Lou? Let me guess. I don't know yet. I tell you what, I think they did almost 700,000.
I was about to say 750 to 8.
That just shows you heavyweight reigns supreme, son.
Yeah.
I missed the fight. Huh? You what? Look, get on this nigga, man.
Hey, Shrek, come on, but you know what?
I missed the fight, had a wedding to it. Man, fuck that wedding. It wasn't your fight. I'm fucking with you, Bullets. I'm fucking with you, champ. Hey, look, man. Look, they'd have been like, here comes the bride. I had that motherfucker right on my phone.
Hey, look like this.
Exactly. Nah, man, I understand, champ. Go back and look at it, man. A fight for the decades, man. A fight for the decades, man.
Yes, it was.
You're gonna love it, champ. He say, it's all good.
Yeah. Shout out to my man Shrek.
Yeah, man. When you go look at it, you're gonna love it, man. It was a good ass fight, man. You know.
And the thing about it, you don't even have to be a boxing fan to appreciate that 2 men and they're just going at it back and forth, man. And it was just beautiful. Heavyweights, man. Heavyweights.
5 knockdowns. Determination. Still getting up, champ. You know what I mean? He said, ha, 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 I will check it out.
Yeah, you won't be mad. You won't be mad, champ. That's for sure.
Damn, hell not, man. Even George Foreman gave that joint his props. You know what I mean?
He did, yeah.
It is what it is, man. You know, this probably be the one. We probably talk about it again, but we're going to slow down on it, man, because it's still the buzz of the world. You know what I mean? It's still buzzing, man. You go on Twitter, that's all they're talking about, man.
Yeah, that's one thing I've learned in my short time in podcasting in this business. You got to go with the wave. You know what I'm saying? And we both said that this fight is going to be talked about for the next 2 or 3 days. Mm-hmm. And before I got on, I was just like, damn, I still feel like it was yesterday. I still, you know what I'm saying? I got in the house, I was like, let me put my shirt on. I didn't even know Coach was on because usually I listen on my way home, but I didn't. And I just threw my shirt on. I was like, man, same energy, man. Same energy.
Yeah, it is. He said, sound like a fight you really enjoy. Get your popcorn. Go watch that shit. Saw the 5 knockdowns in a fight. Wilder dead tied. You know how it is. You'll fight at the 4th round. He dead tied. Lasting to the 11th, dude. So props to the king, man. You know what I mean? He defended his belt 10, 11 times, man. You know, ain't too much I can say bad about him. You know what I mean?
You can't. And that's what we got to start doing. We got to start giving these guys their flowers. Start looking at what they've done in the time that they were on top instead of just judging them off that one fight. Yeah, he lost to the #1 fighter. Shit happens. When 1 and 2 fight each other, you can't even be mad who wins because they're the 2 best. Give them their props, man. 10 title defenses. He always gave you a show when you came to pay for him to watch him fight. So that's all I look for. I don't look at all that other shit, Lewis. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't. I look at what he do in that square ring. Mm-hmm. Everything else, I don't care about that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Am I a big fan of him off? No, I'm not. But I'm a hell of a fan. I'm a big fan of his in the ring.
Exactly, man. And people, y'all want to know what that background is. That's a picture of his finger and he broke his finger. He broke his finger in the fight. That motherfucker broke like a motherfucker too, like 3 joints, man. So, hey, he still fought. That just showed you a heart of a champion, man.
Nah, you know what that's a picture of?
Champion.
That's a picture of your hand that broke because you got all that fucking money you won. It was hard to hold in your damn hand. That's the parlay syndrome right there.
Yeah, man, that motherfucker seven fight parlay. That's what that is. You know, put $200 on 7-fight parlay. You just guess how much it was. You know, it is what it is, man. Bullets, true for real, like to see good fights no matter who the winner.
Exactly.
And you know, the heavyweights are the king of the crops.
Yep.
No matter who you got fighting, Floyd, Oscar, Trinidad, all them motherfuckers, De La Hoya, whoever you want to say.
Right.
If a heavyweight fight on, the heavyweight will rule.
Yep.
All that stuff.
Right. And to jump on that, you can look. I looked at like 5 or 6 videos of people interviewing fighters coming out of the fight, and all of the fighters were middleweight, lightweight, welterweight. They all had this look of like awe, like, because you gotta understand, they got them coming out of the fight, and when they asked him the questions about how did they feel about the fights, like Danny Garcia, he was like, you know, you can see it in their eyes, like they just witnessed heavyweight, and it's nothing bigger than that, man, none.
Nothing at all. And that's what it is what it is, man. And hey, man, kudos to them, Lou.
Yeah.
Kudos to both of them for entertaining us, man, because I was like in that motherfucking movie theater like, damn, this a good motherfucking fight. That's all I was saying.
Right.
I wasn't cheering for nobody. I wanted Wilder to win, but you know, I don't, you know, fuck my mind. I got a brain, goddamn it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, I put money on Wilder, but I put the big money on Fury in the parlay. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do. You know, you got to learn the ropes, man. But, you know, Lou, we'll get entertained. We got, man, Lou, it's so many fights coming up, champ.
Lined up, baby.
And I just found out Gary Antonio Russell, the one we were trying to get on the show, won the fight 122, I think. 122?
I thought it was 26.
The one that had no, that's Gary Russell.
Okay.
I'm talking about the other younger
one. Okay.
One of the headbutt stopped the first round.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
He fight on Lou, who fight November 27th? Do we got to fight November 27th?
I don't see anything in the books. I know we got November 20th, but I don't know about the 27th.
Okay, well, whoever is that, he fighting November the 27th, the rematch.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
So, man, then we got Fulton and WhatCom. We got to remember theirs was in Figueroa. Theirs was the coach thing. Theirs coming up. Man, we got about maybe 7 good fights before the new year.
Yep.
7 good fights before the new year. And we haven't even talked about, wait a minute, let me get it. You know who it is, Lou. We haven't even talked about I must break you. You know what I mean? We haven't even talked about Cinnamon and Caleb Plant fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's coming because the fight is coming up.
Exactly. It's coming. Ain't nothing we do. I'm happy to hear that it didn't end in a controversial decision. Nah, man. No. Hey, wasn't nothing controversial. Hey, look, it ain't nothing controversial about this.
Nah, right. You went to sleep. Only thing controversy is why they ain't getting the ring quicker to get his ass off the floor. That's the only controversy.
He was getting up though. You know what I mean?
He was.
Even though when he hit that camp, it's hard to motherfucker. He still was trying to get up. Said, "Nah, ref, don't stop it, ref."
And that's one thing that Fury had said about Wilder. I'm gonna tell you something, man. And I usually don't do this. I'm starting to like that big motherfucker. I know, man.
That's what I'm saying. You can't help it.
Yeah, because I like fighters that's gracious in victory. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He gave Wilder his props.
He did. He did it again today.
Yeah.
He did it again today.
And he really said, I think, because one of the questions was, what did you see different in Wilder this time? He said, I seen a lot of difference. He said, I seen that he was stronger. His punches were stronger. Mm-hmm. He was his jab was. It had me thinking a little bit. Mm-hmm. So he gave him his props. He didn't just say, "Oh, you see what happened." No, he just basically gave him credit where credit is due. So I'm starting to like that big motherfucker, man.
It's a different. Lou, you know how it is. It's a different before trying to sell a fight. Then after the fight is over, then you come to grips with what happened and all that shit. You know, he was trying to sell a fight, you know, doing this very thing, Dawson and all that shit. But when the fight is over, it's time to go back to reality. You know what I mean? And reality is he was the better man. He gave kudos to Wilder. Wilder, you know, did his best. He said different things and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm Tyson Fury.
Right.
That dude funny as shit, man. I'll tell you, man. But yeah, Lou, 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Lou. Your boy, I'm going to say your boy.
Oh, shit.
Shakur Stevenson, Jamel Herring, getting it on. Well, that's what we're going to start talking about next, champ.
Okay.
What you think?
Shakur Stevenson, skills pay the bills. Skills pay the bills. I just think, and don't get me wrong, I think Jalil's going to be in the fight. I ain't saying he's going to wipe the floor up with him. I'm just saying at the end of the day, Shakur Stevenson pulls the fight out. Now, when we start talking heavily into it, I'll be more detailed on my breakdown and what I predict. But like you said, that's the next fight up. So that's the next assignment, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get into it.
I don't know why we thought that fight was in November.
We got so many fights, Lewis. I'm everywhere with it, man. So many fights.
But you got the pen and paper.
Hey, look, I'll be going back about 5 or 6 pages
down on one piece of paper, man.
You know, and that's one thing. I got them on 2 or 3 pages. So I got to get my life together.
5 notebooks over here, man. I got 5 notebooks over. You got to get some more damn notebooks, man. Spread them out, man. But I think that's gonna be a good fight, man. You already know who I'm picking, so you know I'm picking her, and there ain't no question about it. But you know me, I'm a betting smart man, not a bet crazy man. Yeah.
If this was anybody else, I'd be like, man, what the hell are you talking about? But the fact that since we've been on air, your percentage is like 65 to 70%. So if I was to go out on a limb and get against what I do, like far as I don't like to bet, if I did, I'm gonna say, big fella, what's that parlay, John? Let me get my pen ready. I will get a notepad, a special notepad for that. Be like,
and for some reason, I don't know, maybe in 2 weeks I changed my mind. I really feels real strong about him beating Shakur. For some reason, I don't know why. I just really feel strongly that he's going to beat Shakur Stevenson. You know what I mean? And you know, you say skill pay the bill. Both of them skillful. You know what I mean? But heart and desire and dedication and wanting it more pays it too. You know what I mean? And not being scared to get hit. You know what I mean?
I knew that was coming in.
And shit like that. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that fight too. But damn, Lou, we're gonna be at the other fight. If DeMar we supposed to go see DeMar Nicholson.
Man, I'm going to get my ticket, man. I ain't waiting on nobody.
Yeah. Go get them tickets, man. Let me know, man. I send you the money. You closer than I am.
Yeah. Hey, I'm already on it, dog. Yep.
And shit, we go down there but that's Shakur Stevenson fight. So DeMar probably fight before that fight come on. So we probably get to both of them joints.
I would imagine that would be smart business to do that.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, I'm not being funny. I'm just saying that would be a smart. If you got a promotion team, that should be one of their priorities to know what fight that you're up against. If you're up on that same day, and if you're up against a fight that's well demand, like we want to see it, you got to make sure your fighter takes the ring earlier.
But yeah, man. So we've been on here hour. We thank everybody for coming in, man. Really appreciate it, man. You know what I mean? Let me get the roll call, new media, Tony, Mr. Man, Charles, you know what I mean? They'll Big Mel coming in, show people some love, Bullets coming in and show us some love. Look, only person we mentioned is that dude with all that motherfucking pride over the UK.
Boxing enthusiast. Shout out to my boy. That's my dog right there, man. Shout out to my man, Boxing enthusiast.
The dude at Wi-Fi can't even put him on the program.
Oh man, he gonna have to get some international Wi-Fi, man.
But yeah, man. So yeah, hold on, Lou. I thank everybody for coming in, man. And tomorrow, y'all know what time it is. The best segment on YouTube, baby. How men think. You know what I mean? We about to go, man. We about to take this show on Netflix. Y'all don't know yet, but I'm gonna let y'all know. We're gonna take this show on that motherfucking flex. You know what
I'm gonna buy me a good suit. I got good suits. I'm gonna buy me a great suit.
I meant to tell you when you came on, that Dallas hat do not look good with that rebuttal shirt. I just want to let you know, man. Hopefully you can get another motherfucking hat. Cause that shit.
Nah, my son took my rebuttal hat, man. I gotta go get it.
Let him get the hat, man.
He took my hat, man.
I'm like, what the hell? Lojo, you ain't see my face when you came on. What the fuck that Dallas hat on, the rebuttal shirt. Oh, that shit did not look right.
Hey, look, he got my hat. I gotta go get it. I'm gonna get it tomorrow, man. I ain't had time today to go get it.
All right, man. Hold on, Chad. Talk to you guys later. Thank everybody for
peace,
coming in, man.